with a group of Jews to Ghana, Africa. You know, it's a traditional custom of Jews. You know, for many centuries, you go to Africa, and volunteer. And we arrive in Ghana, and the chief of the tribe comes out to greet us. And the chief comes out, he starts pouring libations all over the ground. I said, oh no, how do we respond to this? You know, it's a group of Jews, you know, he's worshiping whatever he's worshiping. I said, how do we respond to this? So of course we were friendly and we smiled and pretended like we knew what was going on. And he said, great, well, we've welcomed you. Now, how can we help you make this your home for the summer? He said, well, we have a couple needs. First, we need this thing called an eruv. Okay, now if you know what an eruv is, it's traditional Jews, they put a string around the town so they can carry on the Sabbath outside. You know, it's sort of an interesting idea. So we said this to the chief of the tribe. We need an eruv. So the chief of the tribe calls the whole village together. They're all excited. They're putting string around the village. They're clapping. We're clapping. They don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. We're all very excited about it. Then he says, what else can we do to welcome you here? He said, well, we need Tevilat Kalim. Tevilat Kalim is an old traditional practice. The Jews take their pots and they take it to the water and they dip it in the water to christen their pots to prepare them for Jewish use. And so we said we need to do this practice. So the whole village follows us down to the water. We're dipping. They're clapping and we're clapping. They don't know what they're doing. We don't know what we're doing. Everybody's very excited about it. And then finally, I would go to pray in the desert each morning a little bit, and I would put my tefillin on, you know, these black boxes on the arm and on the head, and these little boys, these Ghanaian boys, would follow me each morning, and they would pinch my skin, and they would say, "White man's skin, white man's skin," and then after about a month, they started saying, "White Israel man's skin, white Israel man's skin," and they saw me with the tefillin in the desert, and after about a month and a half. They wanted to have tefillin, so they put rocks in their head. They were shuffling back and forth with rocks. I said, we've overstayed our welcome here. It's time to go. This is not what we came here to do, right? So, but I realized in this experience that we were there in Ghana, and we were doing these strange Jewish rituals while we were trying to do global service. And we were saying, what's the connection between this, doing this service projects here, and the fact that we're trying to hold on to the Jewish tradition? What's the connection between those? And so, when I came back, the time that I was most affected was something that happened in 2008 in Postville, Iowa. What am I referring to?
Slaughterhouse.
Okay, so as you recall, there was a company called Agri-Processors, Rabushkins. This was a company that was producing 60% of the kosher beef in America, 40% of the kosher chicken in America. And on May 12th, 2008, was the largest immigration raid in U.S. history. Right? They arrested 389 workers. They put them into prison. When we went to Postville, my good colleague Ari Hart and I went to Postville to meet with these workers. We met the women who were kept in their homes. They had anklets on from the federal government, from the ICE, Department of Homeland Security, and they were treated basically as the criminals in this case. And keeping immigration politics aside. What happened, there were allegations of physical abuse, sexual abuse. They were underpaying workers. There were workers who were working over 16 hours a day sometimes in hot, sweaty conditions. And this was the largest kosher meat producer in the country. Right? And these things emerged, these terrible scandals. And we said, oh my goodness, what has happened in the community all of a sudden? That the largest kosher slaughterhouse is now behaving in this manner. What does this represent for us? And so the organization I'm a part of, Uri Letzedek, launched a national boycott. And within a couple weeks, we had 2,000 rabbis and leaders signed on to saying we won't buy this meat again until they agree to at least follow U.S. legal practices. So this family agreed to meet with us, this Rabushkin family, and eventually said, okay, we will meet these standards, and then we called the boycott off. This was a moment where I was personally deeply troubled about the future of the Jewish community. Around, yes, on some level, ritual keeps us as a community, right? I mean, certainly the whole purpose is not merely identity. It's a moral cultivation in a sense, I believe. But some aspect is that it keeps us together. Jews pray together, and we try to eat together, and all sorts of festivities and the like. So it keeps us together. And now all of a sudden, that this aspect of ritual and ethics has been corrupted. And how many headlines of papers do we need to see another Jew on the front for another scandal of one sort or another? Right? We all feel that pain when we see it, and how do we stop that?